Kick-ass facts, new studies and stuff. Pew, 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 pew! Researchers have found that our brains react differently to smiles on faces we think are deep fakes, rating them less positively than real smiles. However, our reactions to anger remain consistent. When participants believed they were viewing a real human face, smiles elicited more positive ratings and a distinct pattern of brain activity, indicative of a typical emotional response to happiness. Smiles labeled as fake were not rated as positively, and they evoked different brain responses, suggesting the emotional weight of a smile diminishes when we suspect the face to be artificial. Interestingly, the study found that negative expressions like anger did not exhibit the same variation in emotional impact based on perceived authenticity. Regardless of whether the faces were labeled fake or real, angry expressions were processed similarly, both in terms of participant ratings and brain activity. Borderline personality disorder symptoms are linked to music preferences. The study analyzed data from 549 participants, divided based on their scores on an abbreviated version of the Borderline Personality Inventory. The division created two groups, one with low scores, indicating low symptom severity of borderline personality disorder, and another with high scores, indicating higher symptom severity. Individuals exhibiting higher symptom severity showed a preference for reflective and complex music genres such as classical or jazz, while showing less interest in intense rebellious genres like heavy metal and punk. Kids in ethnically diverse classrooms exhibited superior theory of mind abilities. That means they excel in understanding and recognizing other people's thoughts and feelings compared to their peers in less diverse settings. Theory of mind is crucial for navigating social interactions and developing empathy. To assess theory of mind, children participated in a trio of tasks: the silent film task, the strange stories task, and the triangles task. These tasks were designed to measure the child's ability to interpret and explain behaviors and interactions in various scenarios, requiring an understanding of false beliefs, deception, and social cues. Children who had at least one friend from a different ethnic background outperformed their peers who did not have any cross-ethnic friendships in theory of mind tasks. This effect was observed across various age groups, ethnicities, and genders. Researchers have found a significant link between dark personality traits such as sadism and psychopathy. I was listening to an audiobook and the narrator said psychopathy. In a recent book I was listening to, the main character was a librarian who worked in a library, and I would say 60% of the time the narrator said librarian and library. Anywho, people who display those personality traits have a tendency to engage in online trolling. Surprisingly, the study found that experiencing social exclusion does not significantly increase one's motivation to troll. The researchers found a positive correlation between the dark tetrad personality traits and trolling behaviors. Each of these dark personality traits, sadism, psychopathy, Machiavellianism, and narcissism, showed a significant positive relationship with the propensity to engage in trolling behavior. This underscores the notion that individuals who possess these darker personality aspects are more inclined to engage in online behavior aimed at disrupting or provoking others. I've got to admit, I do take some fun in trolling certain subreddits. And I got banned from one. I got permanently banned from one. And then when I messaged the moderators to give them a piece of my mind, they temporarily muted me from being able to message the moderators for 28 days. 29 days later, this wasn't planned, this was just the universe giving me a gift. When the ban was lifted, I messaged the moderators again to ask them if they were still mad, and they banned me for another 28 days. The study also uncovered significant association between aggressive humor and trolling behavior. This suggests that individuals who prefer humor that enhances the self at the expense of others are more likely to engage in trolling activities. That's not me. Interestingly, a positive correlation was also observed between self-defeating humor and trolling, indicating that those who make fun of their own weaknesses or faults might also participate in trolling. That's totes me.